We are good.
Excellent. Welcome to our new session. My name's Kevin. I'll be DMing this game tonight. We have our players going around the table quickly. I'm going to introduce them as players. In a moment, they'll introduce themselves as characters. We have Nick and below him Jess. They're joining me from our Monday night Dragon Heist game. And then we have a blank spot for someone who's watching Game of Thrones. Below the blank spot is Derek. He's been DMing a game I run in for a couple of months now. It's excellent. And then below him is Lauren, who I had the pleasure to game with at PAX Unplugged last year.
So, kind.
Yes.
We're going to be running the Curse of the Azure Bonds adventure, which is a bit of a conversion from first and second edition that I've been working on. It was the first game I ever played of D&D. Played it on the Commodore 64. I played through it more times than I can count. I cheated and hacked my way through it every time because it was so easy to do. But I was 12. Cut me a break.
No breaks for Kevin.
And here we are. But since this is a older adventure, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. This was before the Sundering. This was before the return of the Netherese Empire. Before the Spell Plague. Before the invasion of the Tugan Horde. Or even the Time of Troubles. Cyric and Kelemvor were still mortal men. The Dead Three, Ain, Baal, and Murkil, were still living gods. Manchun openly ruled the Zentarum from Sentinel Keep, and King Azun IV was still upon the throne of Cormyr. And that's where this begins, in DR 1357, approximately 150 years before the current storyline of the D&D Forgotten Realms. So here we are. What you see in front of you guys is a well-maintained loft-style inn room with 6 beds. When last you were awake, you were on the road, you were traveling, you were doing something. You were never in this room before. You look across the room and you see 3 other people whom you've never met. When you look around, you see your gear neatly packed, sitting next to your cot. Everything appears to be there. Nothing is missing. What does trouble you, however, on your right arm is a series of tattoos. Blue symbols wreathed in fire. And they are from the top to bottom. There is a knife covered in flames. A stylized Z. A mouth, a palm with a fanged mouth on its palm. Then there are 2 symbols below that. One is an elvish symbol that you cannot identify, and the other is simply a rune that looks like a stick with two diagonal lines coming off to the left. I'm going to put that in the Discord chat so you guys know what we're looking for. I'm going to try to. That never works for me. We'll figure that out later.
The struggle.
It's real.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
And when you look at it, each of the 5 symbols going from top to bottom are made up of tiny symbols of itself. So it's kind of like the knife symbol is made up of tiny little knives. Z is made up of tiny little Z's. And they warp themselves around and move. They're most certainly magical. And then to you guys, Jess, let's look at you first.
Oh, thanks. Why is it me first?
Arbitrariness.
No. Sorry. For some reason, this is one of those things that I get really anxious.
It's like
roll
public
friends here.
speaking.
So,
No. Should I say my name too, or?
well, you see what you see when you look across the room in front of you. You see a dwarf, a halfling, and a tiefling with a broken horn on these other cots. If anyone else would like to speak up and do something, feel free.
Oh no, not again.
I'm gonna be inspecting this new tattoo on my arm, with a worried look, but I'm gonna notice. Sorry, Jess. What's your character's name again?
Valna.
What? I'm sorry.
You haven't asked yet.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna look at you and perk up a little because you seem kind of lost. So I too am lost. I'm gonna share in that lostness with you and try to introduce myself. I am hi. Sorry, I'm Losdrada Stonecrag. I don't know where we are. I don't know what this is. But we might as well introduce ourselves to each other since we're stuck here, I guess.
I'm just gonna look at you very oddly for a moment and just say, my name is Valna.
Ah, nice to meet you, Vanna. And then I'm gonna go back to inspecting this thing, like poking at it and just tranced.
I take the goggles from my head and I bring it down to my eyes, and I have these little switches just so I can inspect things closely, and looking at the bonds on my arm, just freaking out because not so long ago did I find myself knocked out and waking up with something different about myself. So I'm a little freaked out. Not really sure what's going on here. Who are you all?
Oh, I'm Losdrada Stonecrag. Sorry, I haven't conversed with much of people. I've been in a cave my entire life, so my social skills aren't up to par. So I apologize.
You're a curious little creature. My eyes are silver.
I'm just gonna like slink down a little bit uncomfortably, but
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to compose myself, but it's just not working.
I sit up from bed and put my feet on the floor.
Derek.
Yep. I
You,
will. Yep.
You notice a dog barking outside out the window.
Well, that's not that uncommon in Westgate, right? Have a lot of dogs barking in the streets and stuff.
When you look out the window, this is most certainly not Westgate. There's a temple across the street. It appears to be a temple of Gond, craftsman. And it is well into spring, possibly even early summer. You remember just a few days ago there was still snow on the ground.
Okay, so I will like leap out of bed into my feet as like more in shock of everything, and I'll look around, and my first instinct is, having lived in Westgate, that even if I was away from that area, I possibly could have been jumped by somebody, knocked out, dealt with, because I have a past. And so I'm a little concerned about everybody. So the very first thing I do before I even say anything to any of them is I want to look them over. Do they have like obviously notable like affiliation to certain groups or gangs that I might know, or do they just appear to be a bunch of random people?
Well, let's have everybody describe themselves. Nick, describe the Lestrada for us.
Lustrada is basically a male dwarf. He's a little bit on the taller side of a dwarf, so he's kind of like borderline 5 foot. But basically deep red ginger hair and a very long black beard. So it kind of like the reverse setup that I have almost, but but I look as though I have never seen like the light of day in my entire life except for now, basically.
And Lauren, describe Whim.
Whim. She'll probably use that as an alias in the future. Lynn. She is a lavender tiefling with black hair, silver eyes. Both the horns curl up and back, but the one is broken off on the right-hand side, so it's a little jagged. So like a poor little lost lamb. She's kind of dressed in traveling attire with various straps and things where bottles and different components would be. Little harried. Hair is kind of a little bit messy, a little bit like a mad scientist. These really cool brass goggles, which she uses to kind of protect her eyes when she's making experiments, are there, but with little various lenses so that she can look and inspect on things, are a part of it. But they're still attached to her head. She tends to keep them on just for like a security blanket on top of her forehead, and that kind of thing. About a 5'9".
And Jess, describe Volna.
Dark-skinned wood elf, black hair, green eyes. That's it.
You're probably dressed for road travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like you've spent more time in the woods than anywhere else. And Derek, just to complete the bunch, can you describe Colt for us?
Oh, sure thing. I've got notes, so just a second. You can bear with me. He's about 3'2", think very dapper toddler in the way he's dressed right now. He wears these black slippers. But then he has like gray pants that kind of end right above his ankles, and he's got a vest on over like a dark blue shirt, and normally if they're the way he would normally wear them, the shirt sleeves are all rolled up to right over his elbows, and obviously the tattoos are visible, but his head, the hair is shaved very close on the back and sides, and just the top is just a tangled mess of tight curls, loose curls, all kinds of brown just going everywhere hair. It doesn't seem to really care which direction that goes in. And he always looks like he's got about 4 or 5 just misplaced whiskers on his chin, and that looks like it's probably the extent of facial hair that he can muster. He's a bit older, and he's got a few knife scars, or also some of them look like bite marks and various things. Customers get a little unruly in his job, so you never know. You get bit and stabbed and conked on the head several times. So
customers are mean. I can relate to that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Welcome to Staples Beat Me Up.
All I can think of is Office Space, and just somebody has a red stapler, they're just going.
Yeah, they annihilate.
And the one thing you do notice, though, is that when he does land on his feet, he takes it's almost a bit of a kind of defensive stance, and his hands they're somewhat comfortable, but they're also still look like they'd be in a quick position to come up for a strike if need be, and he still seems to be like kind of scanning all of you for stuff.
I'm just a very boring-looking dwarf. There's, I've not been adventuring much. I literally just got out of my shell. So,
Speaking of your shell, your armor is stacked neatly at the foot of the bed.
yes, it needs to be in perfect order. It needs to be nice and kempt. Even though I know that the adventuring ones of my kind are not as such.
You don't even recall taking your armor off.
Oh shit! Why is it down there? I'm gonna be very confused and kind of a little upset because I feel as though someone might have touched me while I was not awake and removed my stuff without me being actually aware of it. So I'm gonna get a little defensive, but I'm not gonna like start anything. The group. I'm just gonna be like I'm gonna go immediately quiet and just like do the same thing as.
Do you
I'm just
reach
gonna
for
be
your
scared.
armor?
I'm feeling a little exposed, so yes, I'm gonna reach for my armor.
I think, if you don't mind me for a moment, there's a temple out there. Maybe we can go talk to somebody about these marks, because I didn't put it on us. I didn't put it on me, and I really don't want to have them on me for too much longer.
That's all fine and well, but I'm gonna put these on first before we go anywhere. And I'm just gonna reach and grab for my armor and pick it up to start putting it on me.
Volna, same with you. Your armor is stacked neatly beside your cot.
I'm gonna reach to grab to put it on as well.
If all of our armor was off, and just everything that we had normally on our person is there.
Yeah, and when you search through your possessions, absolutely nothing is missing. But give me a perception check for everybody.
Perception.
Mhm.
Oh, everyone gets one?
Yep.
18.
Yeah, that's a natural 1 to a 4.
I got a dirty 20.
All right.
10 rolling, but I have a passive of 15.
Okay, so you have a +5 on your perception bonus.
No, I rolled a 10. My bonus for perception is 0, but I have a passive perception of 15. I have observation. Observance.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you have observation. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's really difficult to have a passive perception bonus of 15 without a perception bonus. But you found the way.
Okay, cool. I like noticing things. I'm crafty.
Everybody but Colt, you notice that the armor that I keep wanting to call you Drumstick, but you're not Drumstick tonight.
I'm not, and
You're
Love
Lostrada.
Drumstick. Man, he's so fun.
I miss playing him.
Lostrada and Volna, their armor is extreme quality. And Lostrada, you'd notice this even more so that her armor is mithril. That's not something that just gets handed out to common warriors.
No, that is a rarity, and I'm going to be just eyeing it up and down. Like, I'm gonna get super excited about it and actually start inspecting it, like, closely. Like, where did you get this?
I'm just gonna like slowly pull it back towards myself while sliding away some. Just
Apologies, but that's not a very common material that armor is made from, and usually it's rare that we come across such niceties as this. I can't find words, I'm sorry, guys.
neither can I. You're fine.
Too much time in the temple mines.
Yes. There's no books down there.
I'm just gonna shake my head, shrug, and pull it on.
Oh my goodness.
I swear, I'm not trying to play this character to be as like anxious and anxiety ridden as I am, but you know.
You'll find out who Lastrada is as you go. So
Yes, exactly.
it'll all work out.
Yeah.
There's a gentle knock at the door.
Yeah, as soon as there's a knock at the door, Colt will actually get into a position where, should they open the door, he'd be able to strike whoever walks in, because he still doesn't know what's going on. Doesn't look like he's going to hit anybody, but he wants to be prepared.
Oh.
So he creeps over there quickly.
Would I recognize this room as living in the city before, knowing this town?
When you look out the window, you do recognize the temple. You are in Tilverton. Tilverton's a city on a hill. There's a walled palisade around the entire city, and then there's a district of temples, office buildings, not office buildings, but like bureaucratic buildings. The city barracks are all up on the top half of the hill, and then the residential area is below that. And you most definitely recognize the Temple of Gond across the street. Very distinctive. It's a
G-O-N-D?
G-O-N-D, yes.
G-O-N-D. Okay, thank you.
It's a 3-story high stone building that just kind of it's architecturally square, but it stands out as kind of this big monolithic building that's not trying to hide or be anything less than a big square. Very distinct. Door knocks again. Hello?
I go to Colton, like, hold. This is my town. Let me make sure. Who's there?
It's Thungor. I run the inn. You're staying in my inn. Are you okay?
What would make you think that we were not okay?
You were unconscious when you arrived.
And you put some beds?
They paid well.
They paid well. I open the door.
There's a gnome standing in front of you, so he's barely coming up to your like mid thigh, and you know he's like, are you guys okay?
Would he know me?
Not so much. I mean, you might have recognized him by walking around and seeing him as a resident, but he's not someone you've really interacted with before. And he doesn't seem to recognize you.
Who paid you?
There were these gentlemen that came in wearing orange robes. They said they were a holy order that found you on the road, that you had been attacked. They provided you with healing and paid for your rooms for the week.
Attacked? Healing? Did I'm sorry, I missed. Did names? No names?
They didn't give me their name.
Oh, okay.
They didn't say who they were, well,
I asked.
affiliated with?
I asked, and they gave me more money, so I didn't ask again.
Okay. Fair enough.
Does he appear to be telling the truth?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, natural 1 to
Oh
to
god.
3, so I mean to a 4. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, he's.
When you rolled that
I
natural 1 a moment ago, halfling luck, you should have gotten a reroll on that.
Yes, that's true.
So I'm going to give you the reroll on this one because we missed it on the last one.
Yep. Okay, so that's actually a 12 to 15. So
Okay.
15.
His concern is legitimate, and he doesn't appear to be lying or hiding anything. He's just a combination of confused and concerned.
Okay, well, I'll let down my guard and step back and get the rest of my stuff secured.
I ask him in Gnomish, or explain in Gnomish, to him. I work right outside of town at a gondola of wonders. I ask of you, as I am trying to find what I'm doing, who were these people? Can you give us any more description? I am trustworthy.
They were wearing hoods. I didn't see them very well. They were definitely concealing who they were. They were orange, but not the orange robes of the Gonsmen. They were. I didn't recognize which order they were from, but their story seemed plausible. I mean, you were unconscious but not hurt anymore. They brought you here 2 days ago, and when I heard you guys moving around and talking, I came up to see if you were okay.
Has anyone come since then?
Not asking about you, no.
Just one more question about those robes. Did they have any like symbols on them that you can remember? Like, I don't know, something like a bird or something, some sort of symbol.
No, nothing like the tattoos on your arms. You guys are pretty clearly marked, but they didn't have that.
Where were we? Well, speaking of that, do you know anybody that would have get around here tattoo wise?
No, nothing like that. Cool. Give me a history check.
You said history check?
Yes. You might actually recognize something on that tattoo.
That is a 17.
Okay. The knife symbol at the top of this is a. They were one of the groups that moved into Westgate a couple of years ago. A guild of assassins called the Fire Knight.
What was that again? Sorry.
A group of assassins called the Fire Knight.
Okay.
They had been, from what you recall, they had been run out of somewhere else and arrived in Westgate to set up shop. And things got a bit bloody for a while, and then you don't know the details on what happened, but they basically just vanished overnight about 6 to 9 months ago.
Well, knowing that and looking at that symbol, I'm gonna. I think I'll wait a few minutes to reveal that to the rest of the people because I'm not sure about the gnome here, and so I'll step back and I will have a slightly puzzled look on my face though.
And while I'm on the topic, you all recognize the symbol in the middle, the Z for the Zentara.
Can I sense if if the tattoo itself has any like magical properties that I am aware of, or can I do like an Arcana check on that?
The way it's glowing, the way the ink and symbols seem to like move around under your skin, there's no doubt that's magical, but you can't deduce any more than that.
Okay. It's bothering me. I don't know what this is.
Would I know that if I could do a spell, see if I could not have that be on my
What would you like to do?
dispel magic, third level?
Okay.
Or I want to know if I would be able to do it before you try. Or I guess I can do it.
Well, yeah, you can absolutely make the attempt.
Okay.
Right.
Just roll, and then my spell modifier.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to roll in this case.
Okay.
Because as soon as you go through the process of casting the spell, and you tug on the weave to get the magic to do what you want it to do, the entire tattoo just burns on your arm. Yeah, mind-numbing, searing pain.
I felt it before. I'm like, oh my god, this hurts.
Yeah, though this is more than that, like a super intense, debilitating. You're not seeing anything other than pain for a few seconds after that spell fades.
Oh god, I'm gonna try and get to side because I'm gonna try. Are you seriously hurt? Are you? Other than
I
the
didn't.
burn?
I didn't expect it to hurt. It's still there, right?
Yeah. When the pain fades, your arm's a little stiff and the skin's just a little bit tender, but
Okay.
there was no lasting damage.
Is the tattoo still there?
Absolutely.
Oh fuck no. Because I was going to try and do something remove curse, but I'm a little afraid to do that now after seeing that.
Give me an Arcana check, Nick.
All right. Where the? There you are. That is no 14. Sorry.
Um, you're fairly sure that any attempt to remove or dispel it is going to have a similar result. They've got some magical protection in them to keep them from being removed easily.
Okay. So everyone, just letting you know. Don't do magic on these things. It will hurt, and it won't do anything to get rid of them.
Glad I could help.
Well, does anybody recognize any of the symbols?
Other than Z, can I? Actually, I wouldn't. Well, no. Would I? No.
Lazrada and Volana, both of you give me a religion check.
Oh yes. Oh yes. 21.
Nice.
9.
Okay. The second symbol, the palm with the fanged mouth on it. You're not sure where you saw that one from, but it's definitely got a religious bent to it. Can't identify it. It might be one of those things that you were briefly read across once, but you can't place it on that. And then everybody knows the Zentarum. They're a militant organization that runs out of Zenzel Keep on the Moon Sea, west of here. They're kind of in a point in time where global domination is high on their agenda, and the Church of Bane is the Church of Bane, the god of tyranny and strife, is heavily in that city. Generally not considered to be nice people.
Well, because I know what the dagger is, or at least I have a little experience with them. Not directly, mind you. I come from Westgate, and they're a group of thieves that moved in a while ago and tried to make a name for themselves. There's a bit of a scuffle, a lot of blood on the streets, and then they just faded away about 7-8 months later. That's about right from what I gathered, right?
Well, you're still a little shaky on time and when it is right now. But yeah, that 7, 8, 9 months is about right.
Did you say this out loud of the group, or is that more of a
Oh
question?
no, I'm saying that. Well, the last part was a question. Sorry, the first part was to the group, and they're called the Fire Knives. I can't tell you anything more about them, other than like I said, they like to draw a lot of blood, and in a place like Westgate, there was quite a lot of that activity. So,
The gnome speaks up. If you have questions, Lonnie the Sage, she lives in town nearby. For a fee, she can answer all sorts of questions.
What was the name again?
Falani.
Alani?
Yep. Now,
That's
Falani, Falani, Filina.
You told me this already. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're familiar with her. You've
Because I asked her where to go. Yeah.
Right. You asked her about your situation.
I know that she's very wise, and she is a good person to go to. I say to the group. helping me with my situation. However, the escalated one will help all in this endeavor. She would know best what to do.
I'm up for anything for getting this freakish magic off my arm.
And fiery, a little bit.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Pain? No thanks. I'm good.
Fine. I mean, things blow up my face every day, but that was a little different.
You forgot to roll for a wild surge when you cast that spell.
Ah! Okay, yay! Okay.
Exciting.
3.
Okay.
Oh.
There's always that learning curve phase with abilities at the start of a new game. We're going to forget a lot of stuff.
Oh, I have to put it on D&D Beyond, right? I have to, every time because I use that 3rd level. So.
Yes, you just click the cast button and it takes care of the rest.
Cool.
D&D Beyond is wonderful. They're not paying to say that. It's just true.
Yep, just a quick note. Yeah, just a quick note. This the stream that we're currently doing, the title doesn't match up with it, but that's fine. That's going to be changed afterwards. And
I also noticed that we have the wrong characters on the app for the stream too.
That's okay. The overlay.
You need me to be.
Yeah, the overlay is as such. It's a pain to change it over sometimes.
Oh no, we got the blue Carpe Nerdus overlay up now.
Oh no, not that. Oh. I mean the overlay for Twitch.
Yeah, the Twitch info. Yeah, we'll update that later.
Yeah, so that stuff, switching between that group and this group, that can be done. It's just, the fine details have to be kind of worked out. Other than that, no, sorry, I just want to make note of that.
Okay. So is Fulani your next stop?
How do you all feel? I can only speak from her wise wisdom.
It's a good enough place to start. I'm sure that
I know some of you seem.
We'll find. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, so I know some of you are apprehensive, but this is my town, so I'd hope that I could help. We all seem to be in the same predicament.
Well, I'm willing to follow your lead. I don't trust you guys much because we just met, but I'll do whatever it takes to figure out what happened, where we were, why we have these cursed things on our arms.
Might as well.
Yeah. When you said that we had all of our stuff, I mean, does that account down to the coin?
Yeah. You flip through your pouch of coins and everything appears to be there. However much money you had on your character sheet is correctly there.
Good. I don't like thieves.
Okay, well, I'll take 5 gold from the 15 that I have, hand it to the gnome, and dead-eye him and say, tell no one about anything that we've talked about here.
Of course. Yeah. We will. Well, privacy is part of our service. Of course, we'll keep you okay. And the rooms are fully paid up for another 6 days.
Oh, it's good.
You are our guest here until then.
Excellent. We have somewhere to come back to if we need to.
Mm-hmm. And Thungor shows you out. He leads you down 2 flights of stairs, and it's a kind of an odd-shaped inn room. It's almost tower-like in its 3-floor structure, but it takes you past a couple of room doors on the 2nd floor. The loft was on the 3rd, and through a bit of a common room at the bottom. It's small. Doesn't think there's much room here to do more than seat the guests that would fit a full full rooms. So it's not like the kind of place that wanderers would, locals would eat at, just giving enough food for the guests. And on the street, it's busy. Wim, you're familiar with the town, and there's something going on. There's a lot more activity on the street than you normally see.
Is there a festival going on? That would I know of that? Given how or
Well,
I
like I said, you're not sure exactly when it is.
oh,
It was cold the last you recall, and you were several days down the road on your way to Shadowdale.
mhm.
Um, and then for those of you who aren't local, what you see is there's mountains to the east and west. Uh,
Uh,
and
I. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm
no, no,
just.
no. It's and they're good sized mountains. You would assume that crossing them would be difficult. So it appears that Tilverton sits inside a mountain pass.
Uh, even though I know I spent most of my time in the mountains, would I kind of understand where I am in reference to? Actually, no. I'll keep that question later because my origin is.
Yeah, you said you haven't done much traveling at all.
No, I'm trying to still remember where
Okay.
I'm from to
You
kind of get a
wouldn't
better.
you wouldn't recognize the specific mountain.
Okay.
You know what the mountains near your home looks like, but these are not those mountains.
Unfamiliar mountains. I don't like it.
I'm not too happy with these overcrowded streets and not knowing what's going on. So let's try to find out what's going on before we get trampled on around here.
Would I notice any decorations to kind of clue me in what time of the year this is? Because I've lived here for a while, so
Yeah, give me a perception check.
6 plus 0, so 6 for perception, but passive 15.
It's late spring, early summer.
Okay, I left.
You left, yeah, you
Oh.
left as soon. You left for Shadowdale as soon as you were certain the mountain passes would be clear of snow. And now you're going to guess maybe somewhere between 1 to 3 months later.
Oh, this is not right.
Everything else, the other thing that you do notice is everything looks extremely clean. Someone has, en masse, people have been tidying up. So as you get to Falani's home, she's has regular business hours, and her it's called an office is open right now. When you step inside, it's kind of like a small library. Um, Books line each wall. Floor to ceiling bookcases. There's a large central table with 8 chairs situated around it, and a woman that's a little bit too young to kind of jive in your mind with the definition of sage. So she's either a progeny or has some type of magic to maintain her youth. But she's got raven dark hair with white ribbons tied into it, and when you step inside, she recognizes Wim. It's like, oh, back from Shadowdale already?
Not so much.
Oh, well, come, sit. We can sort this out.
May my new companions be a part of this?
Of course, of course.
Are you willing?
Uh, yes. I have no choice.
It's a sturdy chair, my boy. Don't feel bad. Just sit down.
Okay, and then I'll just sit, no problem. Hope it doesn't break underneath me.
Yeah, it's not so much the weight of Lestrada, but the weight of that armor.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Adamantine is not light.
To me it is, but you know.
I like it.
So tell me, did you get a chance to speak with Elminster?
I left but 2 days ago. From what I remember.
No, it's been almost 2 months.
Whatever was in my head, I dropped. I'm like, no, I haven't. I just left. I was.
It's the first of Kythorn, which is the 6th month on
You're
the
funny.
calendar.
You're funny. I never knew you were funny. I heard you were like super funny, but you were funny. No, this will not happen to me again.
But again, I think she's got to be telling the truth. I mean, it was snowing where I was not too long ago, and it does not look like there's been snow on the ground for months.
The other thing you're certain of, there's not an ocean or a sea nearby either. And Westgate is a port city.
Oh yeah, and I definitely don't remember crossing mountains.
I don't know where I am in general, and I am very concerned.
You're in
And scared.
Tilverton, the western edge of the Kingdom of Cormyr.
Oh. No, that's scary.
Volna, Cormyr is a pretty significant stretch west of the Cormanthor Forest that you're familiar with. And you're on the eastern edge of the Cormyrian Kingdom. So that's some interesting tattoo work you've had done.
Yeah, they're matching. Take a look. All of us.
I made friends. Real. You know me.
She takes a look at Colt's forearm, and oh my. This is a rather nefarious bunch of symbols. Hang on, let me get some tea. I'll be right back. And she stands up and casts a quick spell and summons an unseen servant to start preparing tea. It'll be ready in a moment. It's just keep breathing, my girl. Just keep breathing.
Well,
Sorry, I'm just trying to see. Do I have anything that I can calming spells? Calm. I have prayer of healing, but that won't do anything.
Fine.
She looks back at Colt's arm. Is like this first one here. That's associated with the fire knife, which is a glorified term for the cult of Baal, god of murder.
yeah, I had a slight, well, not run in with them, but when I was in Westgate, I saw them come in and try to take some action and then disappear.
Yeah, they fled Cormyr a couple of years ago. King Azun had run them out of the kingdom early in his reign, and from what I understand, they're holding quite a grudge. I wouldn't let any of the purple dragons see that, and the town is crawling with them with the king's visit this week. The second symbol actually troubles me more. That's the sigil of Mwandor. He's a Netherese god of basically wants to devour the earth and destroy everything to leave only himself. The elves of Cormanthor imprisoned him under Ulash centuries ago. Ulash is a city to the east of Zental Keep along the Moon Sea. Ulash is currently in ruins. It's had a series of dramatic events. Some of them involved multiple dragons burning it to the ground. Then I'm certain everyone around here recognizes Tarim. I don't need to say too much more about them. They're fairly obvious with what their plans and goals are. The fourth symbol, that's, I can't place the exact symbol, but by the style, I'm going to guess it's Thayan. The Red Wizards of Thay are another group of individuals who seek power for power's sake.
And that's the one that looks like an elvish
Yes.
room?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the final one, I don't know who that is, but looking at it just gives me the willies.
I'm sure if it's keeping company with the others, it's probably not a good one.
I would assume not.
Yes, it seems it's nothing but death and despair.
Now I can perhaps do some more research on the first two, but my research time is valuable asset, my only commodity. I do charge a fee for
Uh, how much do you charge?
50 gold pieces per day of research.
Okay. 50 gold pieces. Well,
Now, if you wanted to get those removed, a cup of tea floats over and is just set on the table in front of Wim. Shortly thereafter, additional cups follow for everybody.
I'm just gonna take the whole thing, just down it. I'm not even gonna savor it. I'm just gonna down it, and like I'm just sitting there, like looking at the ground, like what do we do? What do we do?
The Gonsman at the temple may be able to help you remove that.
But
What?
we had a little fun with that earlier, didn't we? And I look over at Wim.
Sweet Falani. Excuse me. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We were told of men in orange that had deposited us with these fine souvenirs. Does that sound familiar to you?
Orange is Bale's color. It may have been that.
I down the tea. Have anything stronger? Stronger.
She kind of turns in her chair just a little bit and reaches under her dress and pulls out a flask that she had slipped inside a garter or something, and just hands it over to you, Wim.
This is one of mine. Kidding. You think they'll come calling?
I wouldn't guess what they would do. They're a pretty violent bunch. May have lost Jess there for a minute.
Oh no.
Oh, no, she said don't panic.
Oh, okay. They they follow the god of murder after all. And he's savage killer. So I wouldn't guess at what they'll do.
Is
If
there a
they're
reason?
back in town, that's not probably not a coincidence.
If
The
we're back
king
in
the king arrived yesterday.
town.
Hmm.
So maybe we have to get an audience with the king.
How fortuitous.
Although that would be, I don't know. If I walked in, I mean, if you walked in with all these symbols on your arm and said, "Hey, we want to see the king," and you had like a mark that like we murder kings, is that gonna work out well for us?
You bring up an excellent concern.
I was gonna say I don't have experience in that, but I would have to say probably not.
Uh, the Gunderstone family has volunteered to host the king at their mansion, so that's where he'll be staying.
Which family?
Gunderstone.
Gunderstone.
If you were to seek him out, that's where I would start.
Hmm. Uh, we
Now,
we tried magic already on these, but I'm assuming it wasn't either. It was not strong enough, and I'm gonna point to the arm, and that's what happened.
That's awful.
no slight to your skills, Wim, but are you sure nothing went wrong when you cast the spell?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It burnt like the Dickens. Yet it still smiles at me.
Acting Artificer Berlin Temple is, well, let's be honest, he's no Gary. But he's the most able in town to deal with a problem like this. If you could get an audience with him, he'd likely be willing to try.
Artificer.
Um, Wim, how much do you keep up on local gossip?
As charismatic as I am, I think I would like to gossip with the people that come into my shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gary was the head priest, the artificer of the temple for the last several years. And about a year ago, he vanished. The way the rumors work out is Princess Alusair, the queen, the king's youngest daughter, fled a bad marriage arrangement and went on the road seeking adventure. And Gari was the adventure she found in Tilverton, and they left together, if you follow the rumors.
Oh. He's still here. I thought he was gallivanting.
Well, Gari hasn't been seen since he left. That may even be why the king has arrived, is searching for his daughter.
Who was his right-hand man, if I could be so humble to ask?
The king or Gari?
Gari.
Berlin took over as the head of the church when Gari left.
And this is of Gond? Is it Gond?
If
Yes,
if we kind of just I mean, I know a little bit about business, just a little bit about the, well, let's just call it legitimate business. Okay. If we were just to go to the king and say, "Hey, you're looking for your daughter. We can find your daughter, but we want your ear for a few minutes." You think that might work?
The king has offered 12,000 gold piece reward and a barony for anyone who can return his daughter healthy and whole.
Ooh.
So I would believe that if you actually had information on that topic, he would eager to hear it.
It's worth a shot.
The unseen servant refills all of the teacups in order.
I down mine again. Can I have another?
I mean, okay, sure.
Thanks. I down that one and I just put my teacup down and I'm done.
I add some of that special liquid to my tea.
I look over. Smart. Should have thought of that.
Drinking it
Oh, sorry, I
Symbian
bypass
style.
it. Hand it over to
Thank you.
Rosada. I know we'll be good friends too. Toast. Eyes.
Kalani looks over at Volna. You've been quiet. Do you have anything to say on this?
Not really. Don't really have much to add.
Okay, quiet
What
one.
were you-
I can accept that.
If I may, what were you doing before all of this?
What was I doing?
Oh no, Vanna. Sorry. Well, yeah. What were you doing before this? Actually, you know I'm new to this. It's great.
No, it's when you're on camera, you don't always know who people are looking at.
Vanna, what were you doing before all of this? I was trying to figure out my problem of an affliction of mine. What was your journey?
I don't even remember.
The last you recall, you were riding patrol along the southern edge of Hormanthor.
The last I remember, I was riding in a patrol.
Riding's the wrong term. You would do that on foot, not on horseback.
Yeah. Still. Works.
You're riding the air with your feet.
Yeah.
I like it. Oh, cool. That doesn't mean you can teach me. I've some have.
I like this one. They're fun.
I'm gonna be a little honest here. I've got about 10 gold to my name right now, so I can't really afford services for research. But you show me give me the afternoon. I can probably obtain some financial relief.
I can do some indexing first. We may be able to come to an agreement if you can bring me payment tomorrow.
Could I persuade her to be kinder to us, given the nature of one, that I know her, and two, I am so persuasive and charming and freaking out, and I've probably made her booze before.
State your case and then make a persuasion check.
My dear Falani, we have known each other for so long, and I've come to you in my time of need, apparently several months ago. No, I've known you, I've known your family for quite some time.
I'm not from around here.
Oh, well,
It's sweet for you to say.
Or your current situation of your servants and everyone who's in your household. But I know you have come to me and Sharkbait on quite a many occasions, and I know that you are willing to help us to not only to continue our endeavors, but I do find you to be the most affluent and amazing of this area. That's no reason why they had not put you as to be the sage. And I implore you to help us in this case, so that I may come back not as a villain as I've apparently been branded, but to be someone that you truly deserve to help and make the people be as happy as they can.
Okay. We're gonna put your persuasion check on pause real quick. I'd like the other three of you to roll insight.
Ooh, 8.
11.
15.
15. Okay. Now make your persuasion check, and I'm going to give you advantage for it.
That's a 9. So 9 plus 7 is 16 for the first one.
Okay.
And then 16 plus 7 is 3 for again.
Okay. Well, I do feel for you, and these are something that we should not mess with. So I'll begin my research and see what I can find. If you return in the morning, let's make it after lunch.
Understandable.
I'll let you know what I
Love
can
to serve
dig up
always.
on the fire knives and Moandor. Now, Volna, you were fairly certain that Falani was ready to agree about halfway through that, but did not want to stop the praise
The prey, of course.
in midstream.
I play my audience. I do what I gotta do.
Hey, you gotta go hard with it sometimes.
Yeah, it all works out. So, I'll begin on that right away. And give me one moment, and she makes a quick sketch of the symbols and the order they're in and things like that. And then she puts a thick line through all 5 of them, to basically to mar them in some way so that they're not active magic sigils. That says, "Come to me after lunch, and I'll let you know what I found."
Does that mean that by doing that, if the tattoos stop moving, or?
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh, wow, that was weird. Sorry. Oh, well, it happened again. Okay. Nat 1. But a 5 with my bonus.
You're not sure why she did that.
Could I try?
Sure.
I'm paying attention. No.
In all my years of studying magic, I don't know.
18 plus 5 is 23.
She wanted to make sure that those magical symbols weren't active symbols, and that she was drawing the attention of evil gods by drawing them.
So, I'm sorry. So to make it clear, she drew the line over the tracings or drawing or whatever that she made,
yes.
just to deface it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not
okay.
on your arm or anything like that, but on her sketch of the symbols.
Put my arm up. Look at this beautifulness. Look at that gorgeous.
The line adds to...
Purple on lavender. The blue on lavender. It really goes with your entire aesthetic.
It glows. Why not?
Yeah.
So,
oh my goodness.
Oh, just like a cool tattoo. I mean, it's kind of like that. Looks I can hear it on her arm.
Yeah.
It's like, yes.
Small little fashion show.
I know, I love it.
Push
Okay.
Oh, too much tea.
When she walks you to the door and assures you that she'll do everything she can. What does that leave you guys with right now?
Looking at everybody, probably the Gond, the Temple of Gond, maybe the King, and like I said, I could make us a little more financially stable if we stopped by a different inn. They probably have some people playing a few games. Make a couple coin.
I'm more for a break than going to someone who's very important, as opposed to I don't know what these nefarious symbols may do, given the magic nature of them all. I don't want to be in front of someone who is fairly new and important until they
Right, I
now
agree.
part of the Empire.
Yes, it's hard to it's hard to look at these and think, okay, if we did magic against them, it caused pain. What would happen if something else were to occur from them? So I say we could try going with your plan. but let's not try and expose ourselves too much, if you catch my drift.
So yeah, Tufferton's a caravan town. It sits on the major trade route from the northern Dale lands into Cormyr. So there's a couple of different taverns you know of that may host a card or a dice game. One of them, and I was almost ready to give it a really bad name. I'll go into that off camera later. But we're gonna call this tavern the Sleeping Lion. It's one of the more rowdy places, and there's almost certainly someone there throwing dice or playing cards. And when you walk in, assuming that's where you wanted to go first, of course, um, it's busy. There's a full stable of horses nearby, and a lot of the people that are here actually appear to be Purple Dragon Knight. They're the official military of Cormyr, the Knighted Order.
Yeah, as soon as I see that, I kind of cringe a little bit because she had mentioned the fire knives and not lighting them. So I'm like, might be a better. Well, let's check it out, but
Yeah,
we're gonna have to lay really
you can
low.
pull down a sleeve or give your arm a wrap or something like that, and conceal the tattoo fairly easily. But this is your most likely place to find. What is it you're looking for exactly? What would your preference be?
Well, something that I could play legitimately, but if times got rough, I could throw a little sleight of hand and a little deception in to kind of even things out. I don't want to, cheat too much, but I don't want to be spotted. So probably, and I do have my own. Do have proficiency with dice set. So
Okay, as a dice would probably be
dice.
the easier one to scam at if you needed to.
Yeah, and I do, but I don't want to take. Obviously, if I see the person looks like kind of really kind of destitute in playing, I'm not gonna scam them. I have
Okay.
standards. I have standards.
So you're not looking for a problem gambler. You're looking for someone who has too much money.
Yes.
Okay. Um, what you see is there's a table that has two of the guys dressed in Cormyrian purple. One of them looks like he's military. The other looks like he might be a diplomat or attendant. It's kind of hard to tell from his dress. But he's young and has soft hands. Then the other guy at that table is looks like he's one of the attached to one of the caravans. So he's got a bit of road dirt on him, and it's a roundish table with a square in the center of it to catch dice, and they're throwing dice back and forth. Coins are passing hands. Now the table is above your head level.
Aren't they all?
So how would you like to approach that table?
Okay, so I guess if that's a little. I'll look at my companions and for a moment and just okay, do this quick and simple and above board as much as possible. If I if I start sneezing, get up, walk away, walk far away, as fast as you can. Don't look back. I'll meet you somewhere else. You understand?
If you sneeze.
If I start
Please.
sneezing, just go.
Oh,
Don't stick around.
Are you allergic to something in here?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Yeah, let's just say if I'm allergic to losing money.
Oh,
Okay.
oh yes.
Yeah,
So
well,
are many
I
people,
can
but
understand
we
that.
kill them if people try to steal our money.
Well, I do recognize some of these are my
Derek.
friends.
Add some inspiration to your character sheet. I liked that.
That was
Silly,
great.
good.
I'm
Um,
allergic to losing money. That's a new thing.
Can I help him get advantage? Because I would know
Oh.
the tell of some of these men. Since they are.
One moment, real quick. One of my table rules: if you ever make me laugh a drink through my nose, you get advantage. Now that's not what happened there. I'm just saying that's
Don't
a
give me
rule, and I'm
ideas.
solid with it.
I know,
So-
Kevin. You're.
I'm going to work on this really hard now.
Now you were asking something about assisting him.
Yes, because Purple Dragons, they come to my shop all the time, and we're buddies, and I usually help them with what they need as they come through. So that's why I put them as one of my allies. So
Okay. Now these particular ones, there's a Purple Dragon garrison in town, and you're familiar with some of them. These guys are not from the garrison. They're traveling, so you don't know them personally. But yeah, if you wanted to assist in the game, that might, if the two of you were playing together, that might increase your odds of coming out with a positive outcome.
Well,
What do
we
you guys
don't
think?
need a lot. Sure, absolutely could use a extra hand here. Let's take a bit. That guy's probably good for it, and then let's get out of here without causing too much of a problem. Everybody on board? Any hesitation?
I've never seen this sort of gambling before, but I'm intrigued to see what comes out of it.
What's the buy-in? Do you have that
Okay.
listed anywhere?
What's the buy-in?
I worked
Wim,
at a casino. I should know this.
Wim and Colt are walking up to the table. Lasdrada, what are you going to do? Same for Volna. What are you going to do as they walk up?
The purple dragon.
Purple Dragon.
So okay, they're walking. Sorry, I swear I'm here. I want to make sure that my armor is covering my arms, and that whatever that tattoo, because I can say that it has some negative connotations.
You can feel it on your skin under your armor, but your armor covers that completely.
So I'm just gonna be there really uncomfortable, like, hello, and then just kind of slink back with the rest of the group, trying to like meld in with them.
So you're that guy that goes out to the bar on their 21st birthday alone. You know this is the place you're allowed to be now, but you don't know what this place is about.
Yeah, I'm there on my phone texting my friends and my mom telling her to come pick me up.
I don't think I would have left him because I feel like you need a wingman. Let's hang out. I'm not gonna because
Well,
Colt seems to knows what he's doing.
Vaughn is there with him, so he's not alone.
We're at a bar, right? I'm not going crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go get a
I
drink.
know, very quickly. It escalated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put a little out of it.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
gonna
I
go
think
get
I
a
need one of
drink.
those in my system. I So I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna go order a drink.
Okay. Yeah. Drinking is something you know. It's like innate to your culture.
Very presumptuous, but yes, you're true.
Traditionally, would it seem odd if someone's not drinking while playing? Because
Not really.
for the most part, Colt won't drink unless everybody else is, and it seems like it's kind of like the pressure to be like that.
Not really. No.
no, you
No
won't. Okay.
one's putting that peer pressure around anyone else at the table to drink. In fact, the man with soft hands is not drinking.
Oh, it's good then. then I feel so much better taking money from clear-headed people.
Uh,
Does he really have
Okay.
soft hands, though? I'm curious.
yeah, he looks like he's never done manual labor in his life.
Oh, I thought you meant like soft as in he uses a lot of moisturizer or like yeah.
Right for the wrong
Don't
reason.
judge.
Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah. Oh sorry. Oh god. Yeah, I didn't realize. I didn't put two and two together.
Okay, so Colt and Wim, you approach this table. You've got the Cormyrean soldier, the Cormyrean diplomat, and the caravan guard who are there, and they're throwing dice. The guard looks up at you and kind of like nods over to the empty spot table.
Okay. Do I I can get up in the seat, and if I'm sitting, am I at a good vantage point, or do I actually have to stand on the seat to?
It's slightly
Get a good
easier
spot.
if you stand so you can see the dice in the tray. But that's you spent more than enough time in a human-sized tavern to know that's just nobody thinks about you.
Okay, so nobody's going to give me any problems standing on the chair, so I'll stand
Yeah.
on the chair, and if I start to get looks, then that'll be a thing. But for right now, I'll just stand up, and I'll put my little bag of money down, keeping it closed for right now until I get the general rules of what's going on, because people play games slightly differently everywhere, so you never know.
They're using pretty simple rules. They've got pile of 10-sided dice at the table, and the way this game works is everybody at the table rolls, and the high roller, the low roller is ejected from the round, and then they repeat this until there's one person left. At When it gets down to two people, you have the option of raising your bid or tapping out and the pot split evenly between the two of you if neither of you will raise the bid. If one of you raises the bid, the die roll happens, and then the high roll takes everything. So they're going to roll for one gold piece per roller on this. I really only have one set of d10s in my bag.
Okay,
Wow.
so each individual person has a certain number of d10s, or is it each person has one
Each person's
d10?
rolling 2 dice. Then you add them together, low rollers out.
Okay, so it's 2d10, right?
Yeah. If 2 people get the same total, everybody else is out. Doesn't matter if they're rolling double ones. If 2 people roll double ones, the other 3 are out.
Okay.
And we'll fake something together if 3 people roll the same score.
Okay, so I definitely, I'll put in the 1 gold to begin with. It's perfectly fine by me.
Okay.
Now, Colt, do you want me to hold off from being a part of it? You want me to be like your casino lady in the background?
Oh, no,
Or-
you're welcome to.
Then like there was one seat, so that's why I'm like, do you need
Yeah.
me to like scout out what's going on?
There's a seat offered to you as well.
Oh, okay. All right, so make sure.
Go for it.
Sure, why not?
If you
Hey,
if you think you have the coin,
sure, why not? So you said it's 1 gold. What's 1 gold for
Each round, yeah. The buy-in is one gold per round.
Perfect. And you said it was a D10?
2d10.
2 D10.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so we're both in for the first round.
Yeah, why not?
oh yes.
So the Cormyrean soldier rolls an 11. The Cormyrean diplomat rolls an 8. Scowls at that since he knows he's already out. And the The caravan guard has a 13. Colt.
Yeah. This time I roll a 7. I know I'm out.
Okay.
I don't do no fancy stuff. I just play it as it lays.
You said 2d10, right?
Correct.
6.
6. All right, Colt, you're still in it.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Okay. So the only the lowest is out. Yep. Okay.
Right.
Yep. So it's another gold for the next round.
Correct. So the pot's now up to 9. The Crimean soldier rolls a 5. Diplomat makes a 9. Caravan guard 12.
And I rolled an 11.
All right. So soldier's out. Another gold to buy for the next round.
Yep. I'll go
Brings
for the
the
next
total up
round.
to 12. Diplomat rolls a 12. Caravan guard 14.
I just rolled 2 1s, so 2.
Okay. So you're out on that one.
Yep.
The diplomat throws in for the last round. Caravan guard throws in. They both roll. Diplomat has a 10. Caravan guard has a 16.
So while this is going on, is it possible to watch first the caravan guard to see if he's doing anything shady on that last roll? I know he won. I'm just curious, like an
Give me
insight.
a perception check.
Yep.
Wim, you as well.
Oh, me too. Okay.
Mhm.
It's insight, you said?
Perception.
Perception.
Okay.
4 on the roll, but 50 for passive.
Passive doesn't help you
13.
out here.
Oh,
13.
Good try.
You
Oh,
think
so
it's a good, yeah, you're not sure what you saw, but you think it's a good idea to watch his hands.
Okay.
Pass, never mind.
So what I'm going to do is try to get like Wim's sight for a second and kind of just try to pass just a little shrug towards the caravan guard. Just to, just that thing, and then stretch out. We're going to play again?
Why not? I got time.
Okay.
It's me, so I'm not going to worry.
Wim, you've got a passive perception of 15, right?
15, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't notice it the 1 second. Hopefully,
Yeah,
before.
you don't know why, but you know
Here's
Colt's suspicious of something. Something he doesn't like going on here. So, buy in for the next game?
Why not?
Yes.
Okay.
You seem like very awesome fellows. Why not?
This is quite fun.
Soldier drops the soldier drops his dice and just says shit. 4.
Oh. Did I distract you? I'm so sorry, love.
The diplomat rolls a 14. Caravan guard also has a 14.
I'm going to try to throw a sleight of hand. If this is possible, you can correct me if I'm wrong, if I can't do this. But can I try to throw sleight of hand and get a 14 as well? Or is that beyond my ability?
How about we call that a sleight of hand with disadvantage to get a specific roll here?
Okay, well, I'm going to give it a shot.
Set the DC at 15.
And my lowest is a 12.
Okay.
And then, no, sorry. That would be with the bonus is 12. Or, yeah, because the other one doesn't matter anyway. So lowest is 12.
On the bright side is here, you just end up making the roll.
And I got an 11.
Okay.
12 for me.
As you hear me
That's
from
12 for
the
you.
you hear me from the bar getting a little rowdy. Woo, yeah, my friend.
Hey, he's got
So
fun.
yeah, they eject all 3 of you from the first round because they rolled doubles.
Oh,
Yep.
Um,
yes, I lost another gold.
and they'll roll off on the last round. Diplomat has a 17.
Oh.
Caravan Guard has an 18.
Mm.
You're certain he's cheating now.
Is it? It's not. You know what? How dare you, sir? Look at this fine gentleman over here. He's probably never worked a day in his life, and you're taking his money from him. You scoundrel!
Um,
I will be aghast. I will be aghast. Oh, how dare you, sir?
um,
You're
the conversations at nearby tables stop and go quiet as this halfling man standing on a chair starts throwing accusations. And the diplomat reaches over and picks up the caravan guard's dice and gives him a good hard look. These dice are weighted. He rolls them again and again and again, and they never get less than a 15.
The point of coming here,
Ooh.
the point of coming here was to have an enjoyable game, and you, sir, have to go and ruin the spirit of the fun here.
a loyal servant of Cormyr.
Yeah, and yes, the king would be
Yeah.
furious if he saw this. So how about you
Here
just
today?
leave your money here, your ill-gotten gains here, and walk away, and I'll smooth this over for you.
Now, the caravan guard was talking with a thick Sembian accent the entire time.
Mm.
And right now, like, he's trying to fake not knowing common.
Aww.
What does he know?
And there's two of the other Sembians nearby. They're a kingdom to the southeast. I always have to like check my mental map of the Forgotten Realms when I'm talking about things like that. And they're a rival of Cormyr on top of that. But 2 of his friends are kind of stepping over to get involved here, and you're like, no one's gonna shoot, no one accused of cheating here. Kind of like that broken common that's making him trying to make himself seem less intelligent than he is. Now, Colt, you've been in the middle of enough bar situations to know that you could push this into a full-out bar fight 6 or 7 different ways. And you're not sure what's going to happen once that starts going on. But you're pretty sure that this table with those coins on it is going to get flipped pretty early in this process.
And I'll sneeze.
You better sneeze pretty loud. Oh.
Well timed.
Sorry.
Yeah. Dang, wow.
So,
Sorry
intentional or not, the signal to leave was given.
I down my drink. Turn around. Come, friend. I can't remember names when I'm drunk. When I have had a couple drinks, so.
And I'll look at the guy and I go, I liked you a bit better when you could speak better, and I just, I'll throw a forearm at his throat.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Give me an attack roll.
Good day, sir.
I liked you when you could speak clearly and then fucking Jesus.
Sorry about that. That's a 17 to hit.
Okay. So yeah, you connect with the soft bits below the chin.
Oh, the guy came at him?
No. Colt attacked the other guy and basically threw a forearm into his throat.
That's about 6 point. That's 6 points of damage.
Yeah.
I just sassed by the by.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he steps back. The Cormyrean guard pushes forward to kind of. You guess he's trying to like restrain him or whatever, and the table goes flying. Now, give me a dexterity save since you're on a chair next to a table that's being flipped.
Me?
Not you. I'm more worried about Colt right here.
Okay.
That's an 18 plus 7. Okay, 25.
Okay, so you basically backflip off of that chair and land in a
Nice.
combat stance, ready to go nearby.
Oh,
Um,
hell yeah.
Yep.
Dice
Being
and
a boss,
coins
I like it.
are raining down around you.
Yeah.
So let's
Like a
get a
Mario
quick
scenario?
initiative roll for everybody.
Scenario, like just coming going.
Just. Dude, this is like epic. 20.
I got a
But not
20 as
natural.
well. Yeah, I didn't get a nat 20 either.
Nice.
18 for me.
Okay. That's only
Here's the one.
16.
Okay, so
Pretty dang good rolls, though.
so Colt and Wim both have 16s.
I have 16.
I
Oh, no,
assume-
18 for me.
Oh, 18.
Yeah. My +2 to initiative.
Okay. Congratulations, you have all one initiative on your first round.
Wow, yes!
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
So, Volna, you have the option to act first in all of this. You see the dice game go south. You see the table flip. You see Colt flip, and then he lands. And all around him, dice and coins are just hitting the floor.
And I'm assuming everybody's very distracted by this sudden display.
Well, I don't know if distracted is the right word. A lot of these people appear to be bar fight veterans. But
Can I try and pickpocket somebody and leave?
You know what? I usually best is gonna do it.
Go for
yeah,
it.
Oh,
Yeah, get him.
Oh my god.
yeah,
No love. Go for
yeah. There's a merchant just next to
it. Like
Estrada who's looking at the fight and not at you or the quiet dwarf you were drinking with. So yeah, give me a hand check.
Holy shit.
advantage. Oh, beautiful.
I fucking nat 20'd! Why do I nat 20 every fucking sleight of hand?
Yeah.
All the
So
time.
yeah,
All the
Every time!
you reach into a pocket and you come out with a bag of coins. Feels heavy in your hand, but you don't even look at it. It's slipping inside one of your pockets. And then you can still move.
I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
Bye.
Lestrada, you have no idea that just happened. But Volna's leaving.
Oh, I was told to leave, so I'm gonna get up like very clunkily and then like run out the door after them.
All right. Wim.
I ain't doing with these divas. You do your own stuff. I'm out, dude. You got your own stuff to do.
Girl, bye.
Yeah.
All right.
You hold your own jewelry.
Yeah. No one's getting involved with you. You can slide on out of there.
Please, yes.
Colt.
Well, at this point, the whole time, Colt's been kind of a little sour-faced, and now at this moment, you see a little grin peek up in the corner of his face. They're holding back that guy, right? That I just struck in the throat.
The two Cormyreans appear to be focused on the Sembian that you punched in the throat.
Okay, so one of his buddies is like, there is his
Wingman.
Sorry. Does it seem like one of his buddies is coming after me?
I wouldn't let him alone. If that was...
Yeah, one of the Sembians has his eyes on you right now, but the two Cormyreans at the table are kind of demanding their attention.
Okay, so the one that has his eyes on me, I'm gonna say to him as I run at him, "Don't you eye me?" And I'm gonna jump at him, just go straight for his gut.
Okay.
halfway to the door.
Give me that attack roll.
Bro, don't you eye me?
14 plus 7 is 21.
Clearly a hit.
Shit.
Now you are a monk. Every part of your body is a legitimate weapon.
Yes.
How are you attacking this man who's roughly twice your size?
Well, when I spring at him, I'm actually going to put my right shoulder forward, and because on the attack action I technically get 2 attacks.
Mhm.
It's gonna come up first with the shoulder, and I'm gonna hit him like midsection, and then but I'm gonna kind of try to like wing his midsection to come back, and as I'm going like kind of by him if possible, I'm gonna kick back to
So
back
roll,
at
roll that second attack roll.
16 and 23.
Okay. So both of these are going to connect. So you go in there and your first attack is like a shoulder check.
Yeah, he gets my right shoulder kind of like right along his side, so I'm kind of going
So
by him.
You're like leaping up in there trying to like hit him in the bottom of the rib cage.
Yep.
Okay.
And hit him on the side, and as I go by, I'm just throwing a heel right into the small of his back.
Okay, so you're going full Muay Thai.
Yep.
So yeah. Leaping shoulder into his rib cage, and then you kind of use his own body as a pivot point to pull your knee up into his kidney.
Yeah.
And he is not expecting any part of that. So when you land on the ground, he's following you on the ground, but he's like rolling away and clutching his side. No one has eyes on you at the moment.
So that would be 15 total from the 2 attacks.
Okay, yeah, he's out of the fight.
Okay, then I'll stand up, dust myself off, and just like I'm done for my turn anyway. I can't really do much more.
You snatching any of those coins off the ground?
Well, yeah. I mean, if there's coins near my feet, sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Well.
I'm here to make some money, so.
These
Yeah,
are
let's do that.
mine.
You come up with 10 gold.
Hey.
Oh, good. I am now officially 4 gold.
Yeah, there's a profit involved there. So yeah, you see Volna and Lastrada almost to the door. Wim is kind of like backing away, has like making sure that no one's approaching her. She's
I'm like, I'm from here. What the hell you doing,
yeah,
dude?
she's extracting herself from the
I can't
situation.
relax. Because you know what I dealt with all day long?
Just finger gunning your way out, like, see ya.
No, only warlocks finger gun.
Aw, right.
Oh, sorry. These are my guns.
So yeah, Volna, Lastrada, Wim, you can exit here on the second round. No one's going to stop you at that point. Someone is calling from the guard for local guards, and more should be showing up shortly.
Could I do a perception check of what's going on? Like, do I see anyone being different other than the Zembians that I know that are there?
Yeah, roll the perception.
17.
You get a pretty good look of the 2 Cormyreans at the table, finishing off pushing the 2 Sembians who tried to get in back, and the guy on the ground. They're making sure he's not going anywhere.
Okay.
And Colt.
Well, if nobody else seems to be like kind of directly bothering me, I'll bow to the diplomat, give him a smile, and run out the door and leave it.
See ya.
So, the 3 of you, or 4 of you, bounce out of this tavern. Colt, you're questioning security in this place because they didn't get involved at all.
That's pretty weak.
But yeah, you all end up out on the street. Colt's pretty proud. He's got 4 extra gold pieces in his pocket.
You know, that's going to work out well for us because we just made a contact with the some guys in purple that are gonna really respect the fact that we didn't cheat them.
Balna, are you going to? What are you doing right now?
I'm just gonna like hold up the sack of coins.
Okay.
Hello.
So, yeah.
Where'd you get that?
Volna just like holds out her hand, and there's a nice thick sack of coins. You kind of open it, and there's a full 50 gold pieces in that bag.
I told you we'd find financial stability in this endeavor, right? Good job.
Yeah,
Good job.
Just the flattest look ever in your direction.
Oh, I love it. I love it
I
entirely.
mean, that was a hard-earned coin. I feel. I
Mhm.
mean, I would hope that you would share, but I mean, you did a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work.
I just said as a guild person, I understand.
A lot of it was more like a yoink and then go.
You do your thing, you know. And
So
hey,
as you guys
it's
are
your job.
you're walking down the street after this bonding experience, and
I giggle. I'm like, well, this is fun to have friends. Other than my boss, he's really nice, but
Friend?
that wasn't.
um,
Smile.
I mean, hey, we're kind of branded to be.
Yeah.
We should be a gang.
No. No.
Well, a nice gang. I hope so. That would.
so walking down the street, where are you guys heading off to?
After the excitement, I think I know that Benali will be helping us, and she said after lunch, right, to go back to her.
Lunch tomorrow.
Lunch tomorrow. Should we, even though we were across the street from that one temple, do you think that would be fortuitous for us to do towards the end of the day here? Well, I guess what time of day is it? Is it afternoon, midday?
Mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon? I mean, like, hey, we gambled. We should probably pray for our sins. I don't know. You know,
Forgiveness
heathens
for
that
our
we are,
sins.
we might as well.
Hmm.
But you know, you work hard, you play hard. I think that, right? You said he was the guy, the workman, right? Gord?
Yeah, he's a craftsman and artifice.
A man who works hard for his coin, and he may spend it as well as he please. I think he would appreciate, and then his followers would, I think, would help us.
All right. Lestrada, I'm going to give you a passive religion check to know that is not what God's all about, but that's okay.
Hey,
I'm gonna shake my head slightly, but I'm too nice of a person to interject and say you're wrong. But I'm gonna say, well, that's not what I believe personally. But okay.
I would love to hear it. Please tell me.
Okay. Maybe
I believe
when
it's unfortunate. I have to be bold. That's what she says. But go on.
Yes. I will tell you more about it tomorrow.
Okay.
After you research your own deity.
I know, sorry.
Yes, after I know a little bit, but I don't feel comfortable talking too much about it.
Oh, I tend to do that. My mother always said I did. Yeah.
If nothing else, the temple might be able to tell us a little more about certain symbols belonging to gods, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so we could at least, I guess we could go there and.
Is that where Berlin is as well? He took over after the artificer.
Yes. Yeah, that's Berlin.
Berlin. Okay.
Yeah. When you get there, temple's a busy place. In addition to being a temple that serves all the religious purposes of the Temple of Gond, it's also a workshop for all of the craftsmen priests. All of the priests there partake in some type of craftsmanship, whether it's armor smithing, weaponsmithing, carpentry, more than a few clockwork tinkers. Gond is one of those gods who will, the Manhattan Project would have had his stamp of approval. Let's not think about how this is going to get used. Let's just build it.
Feel that they will come.
Pretty much. Almost literally. Um, um, so yeah, there's people rushing to and fro with materials and displays to show, and when you just as you step inside, young blonde-haired man kind of like does a double stop, and like, oh, visitor, okay, what am greetings. Uh, how can we help you today? Now, this guy's setting off types of anxiety alarms that make Lizdrado look a bit even-keeled.
I'm kind of out of my element here, so I look to Wim.
Can I do an insight check to see
Sure.
what, like... 12 plus insight. You said insight, right?
Yeah.
12 plus 3, 15.
This guy is so new, he's barely out of the shrink wrap.
Oh, sweetie, I have not met you before. I've been here so many times. Could you refer me to the head priestess? I do need to. I actually had an appointment with Berlin. He's such a dear. He promised that he can meet me here today for us to talk about a special project of mine.
I will do my best. I will help
I
you
know,
in
and
any
I
way
know
I
you will.
can.
I grab his cheeks, like, oh, I know you will. And understand that I am a craftsman myself, as you can see my hands. Look at the calluses and the burn marks on my hands. Oh, I do many things. Oh, and he knows, God knows how much I care. But I know Berlin, he didn't want to, I don't want you to get in trouble. You're so new, and you look like you'll be so much.
Berlin's extremely busy today.
Which I know, I'm part of his schedule.
I don't think that's plausible.
Why not? What happened?
He's planning to meet with the king today.
Well, not yet. I'm sure not yet.
You got bumped.
Oh no!
Why would he not say anything to me? How dare he? We've known each other for many a day.
Let me see what I can do. Just come over here to my workshop, and we'll see what we can do. There's too much going on today for you to possibly see Berlin. But it's my duty to help you as best I can, and that's what I'm going to do. Please.
Is there anything that I can help you with to make it? You seem so. I'm sure so many people bring at you today.
Do you have any idea how much dirt there is in a place like this? We need to get rid of it all.
Actually, I can help with that. You must have seen my face. You knew that how pristine I am with the things that I do. Oh, you are such a dear. Oh, and I cast, was it prestidigitation I can clean up?
Yeah,
So, like, tell me where, and I will help you, and you let me go see our good friend Berlin.
Prestidigitation, like, cleans, like a 1 foot square at a time. So it's
how long will it take me? I don't know.
It's barely faster than wiping something up by hand. It just looks cooler.
Well, can I like show him? Persuasive? Like, I'm just so great and amazing, and I can clean him up a little bit. Just kind of show him, like, I can do this if you let me pass by you.
I can help that. Just give me a broom, and I don't really have to meet with this guy. You guys do it, and I'll clean up around here.
My good friend calls. Why would you not?
Okay, let's get out of the hallway. We can start over here, and he goes off into this workshop, and it is just clutter. There's no surface that doesn't have like 3 layers of objects on it.
I'm just gonna be like, or Lizra's gonna be like, this is such a disgrace, in like a very unhappy, not okay to be here kind of thing. Like, this is not the person I worship. Why am I here? What? This place is a freaking mess. Like, even a cave would look better than this.
Give me a religion check real quick.
Okay. Where is my religion? There it is. 15.
Okay. You know your way around a workshop, and there's definitely workplace safety hazards all over the place.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna have
that
to
gives you-
contact Dosha, okay? Dwarven Osha.
So yeah, there's plenty of legit problems here. However, you kind of have an odd opinion of Gond himself. It's almost like they mislabeled a dwarven god as a human god. And that happens sometimes, like a god will wear many faces and appear to different races as a different aspect. And Gond could easily fit in with Dumathoin and Moradin and the rest of the dwarven gods. So he's pretty chill in your book. But
Yes, but
this workshop,
this is a disgrace.
and he's like, I know it's not my workshop. This is, you know what it's like when you've got a boss that doesn't listen to any of the own rules. Yeah.
Huh.
So when the bigger boss is showing up, we got to do all the cleanup right away. Even though this is how it is every day, we can't let anyone important see it like this because then we might actually fix something.
Kevin, stop adding me in real life.
You know what? And you're the heart of this company. I mean, I could only. I'm
Give me heart of the
here.
And he just starts
There's something
assigning
so
tasks as you guys are sitting there talking, and he's definitely got that talks while he works thing going on. It's like, so what can I help you out with? And as he's lifting, cleaning, sorting.
Well, wait a minute. Let's go first. I don't want to. Her mouse. Anything?
Oh.
Nope, you've got the charisma, so.
Sure, why not? Let's bring it on. Well, good sir, I know you've done so much, and you seem like you are dead on your feet. You've done so much already today. And please, take this 5 gold as my appreciation for you. Because I can only imagine how much you have had to do with very little pay, given that you are in this temple.
Okay.
But let me clean you up real quick, and I use presentation and clean him up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure he's a little dusty from everything.
He was pretty straight, clean on that to begin with, but you give him that extra level of crease.
And I'm like, you should be management material. I feel like I can see that you understand the people around you, and you know what needs to get done, but nobody high above you knows what to do.
There's a process in place, and sometimes it gets kind of political. And,
I'm sure it does, but I'm sure you can get around politics because you're so charismatic.
Well, it's weird right now because, like, Berlin's only acting artificer because Gari's gone, and it's like no one's actually in charge, and we're not sure if he's going to be here for much longer.
But I'm sure that you are really in charge, and Erwin is just posting on your curtails. Really, I mean, does everyone listen to you? I'm sure they listen to you.
And I would like to think that someday I could maybe be high artificer, but I'm barely an apprentice right now.
But I mean, I can see that you're so charming to me, and Berlin's saying he's busy, but he just wouldn't deal with it because he's so important now because he got a promotion when he really wasn't due for one.
Any other day, I could probably get you squeezed in for a meeting, but I can't bump the king.
But not right this second. The king's what due? When is the king due? We are here at what time? When is the king due?
Any moment now, he's literally going to be here. Like within the next hour or so, there's a very purple carriage that's going to be showing up in front of those doors you just walked through, and a king is going to come through
him for
those doors,
moment.
and he's going to see this, and I'm going to get yelled at for something that's not my fault. And I don't.
Of course it's not.
Is he gonna start crying? Like, is he sobbing at this point? Like,
why does the king come in this?
No, he doesn't have time to cry.
Hallway?
Crying is a free action, and he doesn't have time for that.
Oh my god, same.
Well, we don't have to have him come down this hallway. I'm sure there is a very lovely hallway that you personally have made sure that it was fine. It doesn't have to be this one. This is a dead end.
Let's make an illusion hallway.
Yeah.
So what happens here is
I don't know what happened. Go ahead.
This conversation goes on for quite a while as you try to get your influence in with a guy who really has no influence.
Sorry. That would do. Like, you always help because somebody helps you out.
He would literally help you out if he could, but he has no power here.
I don't want your manager. God damn it, I want your manager.
Yeah, I want your manager. I am the
I don't do it in real life. That's what I was. I should answer the manager. Damn.
So you've gotten this place maybe halfway cleaned up. Like from a casual glance outside from the hallway, it might not look so bad, but if someone steps in the room, this isn't going to cut it. And that's when you hear the trumpets. And the king's carriage arrives at the front of the temple. He's flanked by 10 armored knights on each side. Yeah, like everybody snaps to attention. The priest, whose name was Castar, pushes you out, and like everybody snaps to attention and waits. And the doors to the carriage open. A old man with a pot belly and a big white robe. A big white beard and purple robe steps out first. Staff. He looks around and scans the crowd. For anyone who's familiar with Cormyrian politics, it's Vandergast, the head of the war wizards of Cormyr and one of the more powerful wizards of the realm, not just Cormyr but the world. And then a man in shining gold and purple armor steps out and starts to address the crowd. And you don't even hear the meaning of the words, but the sound of the king's voice triggers the bond on your arm, and it starts to burn. Not the incapacitating burn that you had before, but you feel an instant compulsion to kill the king Boromir.
Oh no!
And that's where we're going to stop tonight.
Bad idea.
I knew it.
Fuck.
So yeah. So that was excellent. First game sessions are always a little bit of a tricky thing, but I can tell this is going to be a fantastic group. I also think that Lauren and Rozzy are going to get in so much trouble when Rozzy finally joins us.
Oh my god, yes. I look forward to it though, honestly.
It's going to be intense. It'll be fun. I'm going to love it.
Sure.
I'm going to laugh a lot. I'm going to give inspiration often, and everybody's going to have a good time.
No, you did good.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. So
Hey, I'm a salesman. I don't know.
yeah, if anyone's gonna try to track me down, you can get me at Evil Sales Ass on Twitter. I'll talk about D&D, work, comics. Haven't seen Avengers Endgame yet. Probably won't for a while.
Dude.
But other than that, check me back right here tomorrow night when I run Nick, Jess, Oliver, and Sky through some more Dragon Heist, and Jen. I almost forgot Jen.
I was gonna say.
You're real and she's important.
That's cool. I love it. I watch all the time. So yeah, I just can't get it when you guys do it.
And tomorrow's night's plan is the anniversary party for Avi and Emma.
Yes.
Yeah. So from there, we're gonna go to Lauren, who's new.
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm Lauren at the Splittering on Twitter. It's the only thing right now other than Twitch. These guys are amazing. I met Nick and Kevin at a game conference, and they were lovely and amazing. And you should watch their show. They're amazing.
You got to watch my character have a breakdown.
I did actually. No, you're like, I'm gonna. No, these people are enslaved, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Great, and then the food went up. I remember that the tray went up, and then we. That's all I remember. This is the third time I played, so thank you so much.
No, it's excellent. It's excellent. I love it. Derek, how about you?
Well, it's Disposable Idiot on Twitter, and that's pretty much all right now. I am actually working on converting the setting that you play in on Saturdays to an actual file after some heavy editing that I will probably release, free of charge to everybody that I can get it out to. But that's about all I'm doing right now.
Yeah, that's an interesting world. There's a lot of moving parts to it, and it's kind of fun to explore a world I don't know. I've been kind of sucking in Forgotten Realms lore since the mid '80s. So like to explore a new world is a little bit different and unique. I'm liking it.
Yeah, it started. I'm somewhere in my 40s now. I started actually with that setting.
Just somewhere
first-
after 38, everything gets a little
yeah.
blurry.
No, don't tell me that, dude.
I started that around 8, so it's been going for a while.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
through the various editions and everything, it's just a matter of now bringing it all to kind of more current system anyway. So
Yeah, bringing the old school to the new generation the way it should be. No gatekeeping. You stand in the gate and you keep it open. Damn it.
I know. I hate
Yeah.
that gatekeeping. It sucks. They're bastards.
welcome
And their little
anybody. Yep.
pointed besser hats. Sorry, still a little angry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Is that on YouTube, or you guys have on Twitch for your show, or for you guys doing, or
No, we just
Oh,
run
no.
that one on
Definitely-
Discord.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's just on Discord for right now. And maybe in some time, once I get that kind of polished up and everything, I might look to run a couple of one shots or something on a channel at one time. But it's still kind of down the road for a while.
Sure. Nick, how about you?
Yes, you can find me at BlueAura94YT on Twitter, and pretty much without the YT on everything else. Recently, I'll probably be posting these soon, but I did a photo shoot to help kind of boost my friend's e-commerce store, and I look hella bangin' in a dress in the mountains. So those pictures will be coming out shortly.
I like it.
Yes.
Sky did the photos, right?
No, that was actually another one of my photographer friends.
One of your other photographer friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, there's some stuff and some drama coming up shortly. So yeah, if you want to see work-related drama, stay tuned.
Work-related drama.
Dun, dun.
More like
Okay.
trauma.
I'm worried about you.
Hashtag I'm leaving.
Bitch, I quit.
And, legit.
And Jess, what about you?
Hi. You can find me at Sweet9Tails, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. I'll be here tomorrow night. I will not be at this game next weekend because retail.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm now disappointed a second time.
Oh no.
Go fight the
No,
bitch who
I-
doesn't want to work at my work.
Yeah. I run with the show must go on. So if I've got 2 or 3 of you here and that's all we've got for the night, we'll run if we can. So we'll burn those bridges as we get to them.
Pretty much. What can you do?
I like it.
So on that fine note, this is Curse of the Azure Bonds. We'll see you again next week, tomorrow night, for some fun in Waterdeep. Have a good one, my friends.
Peace out, everybody.
Oh.